Okay? I've had lots of different businesses. Let me just turn off the music for a sec. I've had lots of businesses in the past. Every industry, there's a turnover rate. In real estate, it's one of the best things about real estate that makes real estate so easy. So if anyone is listening and they don't know, okay, they feel like real estate's hard, they feel like getting leads is hard, getting clients is hard, it's because they don't know the turnover rate. And I've been able to use this metric to make a lot of money in all the businesses I've ever done. Okay? On the screen right now, you will see how to calculate the turnover rate. I'm going to walk you through it one by one. How to calculate the turnover rate. If you know this number for your market, you'll be able to build your business consistently. You'll be able to get leads consistently. The first thing you need to know is how many homes sold in your market. Again, it sounds like the most simple number. I have coached thousands of agents, and most don't know for their zip code or for their neighborhood how many homes sold in the last 12 months. You're in sales, you're in business, you should be able to know that number off the top of your head. Okay, so in this example, I'm going to say 210 homes. Step number 2, you need to know how many homes are there to sell. This is a number that's really difficult to actually find, but it is so important. If you're doing business in a zip code, 95% of the agents I ask don't know how many homes there are in there to sell. And if you don't know the market size, you go to any venture capitalist in the Bay Area and you say, I don't know the market for my business, they'll laugh you out of the room. Most agents don't know how many homes there are to sell in the market. And I know why. Your association doesn't tell you. NAR doesn't tell you. Your brokerage doesn't tell you. Those are market reports you get. They don't show this number. You actually have to do some digging. Okay? So for this example, we're saying 3,000 sellable homes. So the other thing that you need to think about is that there's housing units. When you go onto the United States zip codes, when you go onto Google, when you go onto Statistics Canada or the census, whatever country you're from, they will likely tell you how many homes there are, how many households there are. But you have to take out the rental properties. Okay, if you don't take out the rental properties, then you actually will have a bad turnover rate, and then you won't hit your goal. So you've got to find how many houses there are, take out the rental properties, and then you'll know how many sellable homes there are. And the math is really simple. Total sold divided by total sellable. Okay? This image on the right represents your market. And so every year there's a sliver of the pie that is sold. And it blows my mind how many agents don't know how big that sliver is, because the great thing about knowing that is once you know the absorption rate, how much of the market was absorbed in a transaction, let's say 7% in this example, 210 divided by 3,000 gives you 7%. This is the definition of a turnover rate. If the market continues to sell 7% every single year, how many years would it take for 100% of the market to be sold? 100% divided by 7% is 14. Every agent walking by right now, if you don't know the turnover rate of your market, you cannot predict when you will make money. But if you do, you can. And so when 50% of agents fail their first year, and 95% now, 95% fail in 5 years, it's because they don't know this number. Because when you know this number, building a business is really simple. If 14 years is the turnover rate, and you talk to 14 homeowners, how many will be moving? 1. So whatever the turnover rate is, that's how many people you need to talk to ask them if and when they're moving, to find one new seller. So if you want more sellers, my team can help you calculate the turnover rate for your market so that you know how many people you need to talk to find one new seller. And then you just run a process on repeat over and over and over again. This number is the most important number to know if you want to get more clients. You don't need to tell your clients about this. You need to tell them about days on market, but you need to know this number if you want to get more clients. The national average is 17 years. Okay, every agent, listen up to this one. The national average for the turnover rate, the average amount of time people stay in their home is 17 years. Okay, I know that the conferences and trade shows and brokerages and associations tell you it's 4 to 6 years. People move every 4 to 6 years. People move every 5 to 7 years. People move every 8 to 10 years. I've heard this a lot. Have you heard this before? People move this often? They move every 7 years? So you have to get that checked because it's so rare. Military towns have fast turnover rates. Areas that are in massive development, low turnover rates. The national average is 17 years. I see agents with markets with 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, 33 years. It sounds like a long time, but that's the reason why so many agents don't hit their goals. They think people move faster, and so they don't prospect enough. They don't have a big enough database. They don't send enough flyers out. They don't do enough social media promotion. They don't do enough ads. They don't generate enough leads. If you underestimate the turnover rate, you are putting your income at risk because you're not going to do enough to hit your goal. Do you focus in a geographic area? Do you have a farm? Yeah? You should also run the metrics for all the adjacent areas, because if your market is a 21-year turnover rate and the market next door has a 17-year turnover rate, which market should you spend more time and money in? The one with the lower turnover rate, because people are moving faster. So when people want to talk about strategy, okay, my team can help you figure out the turnover rate so that you can pick the right market to work with Parkbench, to work with whoever you want to buy at this trade show. You want to pick the right market to do it in, and the turnover rate is the number one number that helps you pick the right market. Okay? Also, with elections and stock markets and oil and all these factors that affect the market, you want to run these numbers every 6 to 12 months, because if it changes, if the turnover rate goes up, you got to think about everything that you're doing and do more of it. And if you're fortunate where the turnover rate goes down and then people start moving faster, you get to either pick your goals up and do the same work and make more money and expect to make more money, or you get to have some more vacation, because it'll be easier to make money in a market with less turnover rate. Okay? The key is knowing the turnover rate. When you know the turnover rate, everything is easier. But people underestimate figuring that out. You have to ask a person if and when they're moving and get the truth out of them. So I know a lot of agents cold call, door knock, go to networking events, go to events in the community, and they start asking people, hey, have you had any thoughts of selling? Have you had any thoughts of buying? Hey, do you have any questions about the market? Where are you moving to next? They ask all these questions, but if you don't have a relationship with that person whereby they tell you the truth, then that conversation is meaningless. Okay? The hard way to figure out the turnover rate is cold calling, door knocking, bugging your database, because that's what a lot of agents do. They bug their database. Hey, how's it going? It's been a long time. How's the kids? How's your career? How's the FORD? All right, is the acronym for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Okay? People bug their database, okay, or they walk around with tchotchkes, calendars, notepads, pens, bottle openers, stuff with your face on it. I'm sure there's lots of booths here who is selling stuff with your face on it, and that's the hard way. It works, but it's the hard way. The reason why my wife and I invented Parkbench was because we wanted an easy way to find out if and when people were moving and get the truth out of them. Okay? And so we have over 1,000 clients across Canada, the United States, Australia, New Zealand, who are using our technology, using our system to get out in the community, get back to the basics, go talk to all the professionals who refer lots of business. Go talk to the homeowners and find out if and when they're moving. We've got a really creative way of doing it. Okay, and my team can help you out, because it's one thing to know the turnover rate, and I definitely think you should check it, because I wouldn't want you to leave your thinking at 7 and it's 15 or 21, and that's happened so much. Okay, Dave knows how to do that. You got to figure that out. Okay, and you need tools to now go execute that. Okay, so thank you so much. I hope everyone listening got something out of this presentation. Know the turnover rate for all the markets you work in. Use it to pick the right market, and then have some item of value to now go talk to more people and find out if and when they're moving.